Hey, what's up, you guys? Deterius here, one half of Knox Boot podcast, and I was supposed to do this video a few days ago, but between homeschooling and my son and school as well myself in college, I've been kind of and then daycare. I do home daycare too with my daughter. I've been kind of busy, so I dropped a video about last week. Oof, yeah, that's been a minute. About last week, talking about moves that the Falcons can make to improve the salary cap and roster as well. So today I'm going to be using a site called Spot Track, and it's basically you just play around with it and make moves that you would think that for the team, and you get to manipulate some stuff around. So we're gonna do that and see if we can free up some money and to boost up this offense and to boost up this team. So let's see. All right, so what could be done to free up some space? And some of them they already happened. So one is restructure Chris Lindstrom's contract, which I believe happened already. They restructured his contract, so that would be one restructure that should happen, and it did. So kudos to the Falcons for doing that. Another one, I would restructure Jesse Bates the third contract again. I know they did it. I think in 2025, 2024, where they restructured his contract. But I would restructure it again because he has $24 million. AJ Terrell will also be another one who I would call in and restructure his contract. And those three moves right there will clear up those moves right there will clear up 51 million. Let's look at that again. Let me so we're gonna, for Chris Lindstrom, which already has happened, we're going to restructure his contract. What's wrong, boo boo? It's already been restructured on this site. So his is already restructured. I would say restructure. Okay, so let's restructure Chris Landstrom. Let's restructure Jesse Bates again, just the kind of and then let's restructure AJ Terrell. Now those three moves with the the top 51 cap space, that'll bring up $57.8 million dollars in cap space. That will free up that much, and that's still with Kirk Cousins on the team. Now with Kirk Cousins, if we wait to and of course this is without this not including dead money, this not including drafts yet or free agency. This is just as is today. Like if just this is as is. So if we wait until post June 1st to release Kirk Cousins, it'll cost us. There'll be 24 million in cap space. 24 million dead cap. We'll be a 24 million hit. I'm sorry, not dead cap. And then we'll still have about 57, almost 56, 58 million in cap space. And now that will allow us to be able to re-sign Kyle Pitts. Let's say we're gonna re-sign Kyle Pitts to they have a, let's say 4-year, 43 million. So yes, let's say 4-year, 43 million. Let's extend him. And we're at 68 million. Almost 69 million if we do those moves. So again, to recap, if we restructured, well, they already did restructured Chris Lindstrom's. If they restructured Jesse Bates again and restructure AJ Terrell, on top of, waiting till post June 1st to cut Kirk Cousins, and then you sign an extension for Kyle Pitts, and the total cap space is 68,918,935 in cap space, and that's just for the top 21. And again, this is not including your free agents. This is not including, draft, the draft. Yet, we don't have a first round pick, so it's not going to be expensive for our picks. So we're looking realistically around like the 53, 52 million mark, maybe more, but that's after that. But again, so we resign Kyle Pitt. And let me see if I can. Let me do Kyle. Let me see if I can give more to Kyle Pitts. Hold on. Let's see if I can manipulate that. And that was just the market value. If we give a market value, and that's on top of the 15 million. Let's say we do 4 years. Uh, 70. And then 4 years, 70. Let's say we give them half up front. It's about, oh wait, I'm sorry, 35 million. Is, let's see, we're at 50 million. Even with, if we give them, let's say, a 4 year, $70 million, we're at 50 million still in cap space. That's being generous, and not saying these things are going to happen, but we can free up some money if we go about this the right way. We ain't got a penny pitch, and realistically, we don't have to do that. The organization really does not have to penny pinch on this situation, and we have all season to sign Kyle Pitts. He did sign the the franchise tag. But to be honest, if we wanted to, if we make those moves, we could sign Kyle Pitts um, at any point in time, and still we have 50 almost 51 million in cap space. And then that would lead over into next year. So what if we don't spend this year? It's going to roll over into next year. So then you could possibly looking at even more money. Like, I don't understand, you know, I don't understand what, our front office is doing. And that's okay. I'm not in there. I'm not in the business side. But as a fan, when I look at this, when I'm looking at the moves they're making, it's like, bro, somebody said they might be tanking for next year's draft. Could be. But we have a really good team. Some holes that we need to fix, but we have a really overall team where we don't have to be tanking for anything. We probably would need to look and see for a quarterback situation because we need to make a decision. But I don't understand the reason on why. And like I said, this is called Spot Track. It's spottrack.com. You can in /NFL. You can go in there. It's for any team. You can look at its projections. It's what they have, and you get to maneuver around to see possible trades. I'm not saying this is Madden that you're going to get everything that you want, but from a business standpoint, teams can restructure contracts. And they don't have no limits to how many contracts they can restructure in a season. There's not one set rule. So if I'm the Falcons and I'm looking at, hey, I know we got holes on this team, somebody in that front office should be like, hey, look, we've been giving away money. That's the Falcons' problem. They have a spending problem. The Falcons have a spending problem. And on one way, that's kind of it's a good problem to have because at least the players get to know, hey, we're going to come here, we're going to get paid. But as a fan, we getting people that are coming in, they're getting paid, but they're not producing. Or and it's like we got to do at some point. And then the decisions that's being made on who gets the contracts is the logic is gone. I believe Arthur Blank screwed up. He should have went at least gave an opportunity to go after Lamar Jackson instead of Kirk Cousins. Who would not want Lamar Jackson over Kirk Cousins? Like who would not want that? The reigning MVP over Kirk Cousins. I would rather have Lamar Jackson. But we didn't do that. Hey, for whatever reason, and it wasn't like it was a pay issue. It was because he felt like, hey, Lamar is a scrambling quarterback. He coming off this leg injury. So now all of a sudden, we don't know if he's going to be the same. And then he ended up being even better the next season. So, I mean, meanwhile, Kirk, he's not horrible. Kirk wasn't horrible. It's just he's older. The Falcons realized, hey, man, we paid him entirely too much. And instead of doing like what the Ravens did and reneged on the process, have to take my shots. We went ahead with it, and it hasn't really transpired into anything other than losing the division. So I do think that at some point in time we're going to have to address the issue of ownership because everybody that got changed out. Coaching staff is gone. Raheem Morris and them are gone. So whatever happens now, we can't say, oh yeah, Raheem Morris, he's not to be blamed for any of that, or the previous staffing. This is going forward. If we don't win our division and we don't make a playoff appearance, it's going to be time to look into a different place that has to be changed, and it can't be the coaching, it can't be the players. It's got to be the ownership, because at some point Arthur Blank is going to have to look at it and be like, you know what, this is on me. At the end of the day, I brought these people in. You know, I made mistakes, so in order to preserve this organization and doing what's best for the organization, I think he should step back. It's time to step away and let the team go into a new direction. And he's done one, and it's no knock to Arthur Blank. I genuinely respect Arthur Blank and everything that he does on and out, or in and out of the organization and in the community of Atlanta. But this is strictly business. This isn't personal. Sometimes it kind of feel like that the guys in there that he's bringing in, they really don't have no idea what they're doing. And in turns, it's leading to bad, business decisions that are being made, and everybody else just have to live with it. It leads to complacency within the fans, and you will see it. I'm telling you, everything I'm saying, you probably, if you really sit back and think about it, you've probably noticed it. We will accept all type of mediocrity and believe that we're going to the Super Bowl, or we're one step away. In reality, we're far away than we would like to admit. It's almost as bad as the Cowboys, but at least I can say what Jerry Jones right now is, and what he's doing in the offseason right now, legendary. People talk about Jerry Jones, but Jerry Jones wasn't wrong for getting rid of Michael Parsons. He wasn't wrong. I think we can all say that now. It don't matter where they ended up at. They all at home. I believe that Jerry Jones did what was best, and it was the hardest thing to do. To get rid of one of your best defenders, and for the sake of the team. And it was needed to be done, and he did it. And it seemed crazy at first, but it was the right move to make. I don't see, and then you look at the moves he made in the offseason. He's beefing up the defensive line. He's changing up the linebacker core. They're changing their whole defense scheme. What Jerry is doing up in Dallas right now is what I wish Arthur Blank would do in Atlanta right now. It's time to shake up the room. Yes, getting rid of Kirk Cousins is a huge step, but in reality, what are you replacing it with? Because honestly, I would rather have Kirk Cousins than Michael Penix at this point. But I don't believe we should have paid Kirk for as much Kirk is worth. I would not want to see him. No, it's not worth it to me. But do I think he's better off than Michael Penix? Absolutely. Is Michael Penix a bad quarterback? No. We just don't know because he can't stay healthy enough. And he's young. But so with 50 million, almost 51 million in cap space, if they, like I said, if they make those moves with 51 million, you can get some more receivers. You can beef up that defense, which is not bad. Our defense is not bad. They're young, and they're coming along right on schedule, And I think if we get a couple more pieces, especially beef up our linebacker core, I honestly do believe we need to switch from a man scheme to a zone. That kind of, to take some of the pressure off of our cornerbacks, and so they won't have to get beat every game. Can we work a man? Absolutely. Man defense? Sure. There's a lot of liabilities with that, but I believe we have the squad to do that. But I do think that if we are going to try to, work with what we got, we need to switch the schemes. We can't keep running the same thing and think we're going to get something different. We need to switch to a more zone scheme, something kind of like the Legion of Boom type. With Hawks. The Seattle Seahawks is Legion of Boom. I would think like also like Buffalo's defense, which is a zone defense as well. Something like that where we can use our get the most out of our team and the weaponry, because we have a lot of we could play so many out of position plays with if we switch to a zone defense that will maximize our entire core. But that's going to take time too to kind of go through that change. But yeah, I would rather do that change with $51 million of cap space. So where that way, if I need to bring in some veterans to help facilitate this change for the younger core, for the younger guys, I can do that. And I could be budget friendly if I want to. I don't have to get them for 3-4 years. I can get them for 2 or a year. And, have them there to coach up some of the guys and give the production so they can see it. And then also they can be able to, in turn, work that going forward. With $51 million, you can do a lot. And that's just for this cap space. But it's kind of hard to do that when you're penny pinching, because now you're trying to ball on the budget, but it's not giving you a lot of wiggle room. So if it's me, if I'm in the front office, I'm calling Jesse Bates back in, say, hey, listen, I know we restructured you a couple years ago. You mind if we look? They don't have to do that. Disclaimer: teams don't have to hit up the players, let the players know that, hey, we're gonna restructure your contract. They don't have to do it. Jesse Bates is 29. So I'm sure he's not even going to mind getting an extra year added on to the for his restructure. I'm sure he's not going to have a problem with that. That gives him security. Chris Lindstrom, sorry, I'm butchered his name. He already got restructured. He's already been restructured. That was one of the people who I was going to do. AJ Terrell is another one. He just signed an extension. I'm sorry, that's my daughter. He just signed an extension last year. If I'm calling him, hey, listen, we need to restructure your contract. We trying to make some. Professionally, I would give them the courtesy of letting them know, but they don't have to necessarily. They can restructure AJ Terrell's contract, and that will get them some money as well. Because those are the 3 biggest contracts outside of Kirk Cousins' contract. Jesse Bates, Chris Lindstrom, and AJ Terrell all have the bulk of the. See, if I take off AJ Terrell's the stuff I did for AJ Terrell, he's at $22.5 million cap space. 22.5. If if I take off Jesse Bates, he's at 24. He's the leading one. And then if I take off Chris Lindstrom's, he's at 26. So you got Chris Lindstrom is at 26, which is your most expensive one. Jesse Bates right behind him with 24. Kirk Cousins is right behind Jesse Bates, but he's going to be cut June 1st. June 1st, he's going to be released. Because if not, he's going to be 23 million. It's going to be 23 million applied to the dead cap. Let's see. And AJ Terrell is right behind Kirk Cousins. So I would rather see it this way to kind of so I would rather, restructure those contracts to free up some money. If I take off all of those, let's undo AJ Terrell's. We had $10 million in cap space. $10,485,935 in cap space. That's not a lot to work with. That's really not a lot to work with. So restructuring is the best way to go about it. And that's Chris Lindstrom, again, Jesse Bates. I know I'm saying it the third. I know I'm saying it a lot of times, but and then AJ Terrell. And those three moves right there alone gives me $50 million. $50,690,935 in cap space. Then I will re-sign Kyle Pitts. And then and I would wait until after June 1st to cut Kirk Cousins, and then it'll be 22 million cap dead cap instead of 24 or 23. 23 million, it'll be 22. So that'll be I think we just re-signed Zacchaeus Alamade. I think they just re-signed him. So that's what I would do. And I know I'm not I'm just a guy sitting at home talking about this stuff. I do believe these are moves that could be made that will help that organization, help the Falcons out. Is it likely to happen? Who knows? It's very plausible that it can happen. This is not something that is. Yes, boo boo. Hold on. It's not something that's out of the norm that can't happen. I'm sorry, my daughter is trying to go upstairs for just a. He's in the room. Yeah. So I'm gonna end it here. But tell me what you guys think. What's your thoughts on these things that can happen? And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace up. A-Town down.